Hi, this is Tracy Terry with Freedom Property Management, and today we're going to take you on a little deeper dive into the eviction process. So it's the first of the month, tenant hasn't paid the rent. It's now the 5th of the month, tenant still hasn't paid the rent. So your next step is to apply a late penalty and serve the tenant with a non-compliance notice. That's step 1 of your eviction process. The non-compliance notice gives the tenant an additional 5 days to make payment before legal action can begin. So after those 5 days are up, your next step, if the tenant has not paid, is to go to the courthouse and file for an unlawful detainer. That process is what begins the legal action. And at that point, you'll be given a court date, generally 21 days from the time of filing. Every jurisdiction has certain dates that landlord-tenant cases are heard. And then you will wait your time and appear in court. When you appear in court, you're wanting to bring all of your documents with you, even though it's called a first return, because decisions can be made on that day. So you want to have your ratified copy of the lease. You want to have your lead-based paint disclosure if it applies to your property. You want to have your notice of tenant's rights signed. You want to have a copy of your non-compliance notice and a tenant ledger showing the current status of the tenant's account. The judge will ask for a breakdown of the total charges. So how much is rent, how much is late penalties, how much is other fees, and he will want that broken down as well. If the tenant fails to appear on that day and you have all your documents, the judge can award you judgment on that day. If the tenant appears, the judge will ask them if they agree with the charges, and if they dispute the charges, then the case will be set for trial. The court does offer another thing that's called mediation, and you can, with the agreement of all parties, go and have mediation to try to work out a payment arrangement of some sorts. If you don't take that route and you obtain your judgment, the next step is to walk down to the court clerk's office and file for your writ of possession. That's what's going to set up the eviction day. The writ of possession gets served after the appeal process. The tenant has a 10-day appeal process. And that time is up, then the deputy will serve the 72-hour vacate notice. And we'll contact you and let you know of that date and time that has been set. On eviction day, you show up, meet the deputy, and meet the tenant if they are there. If not, you would need to bring a contractor with you that can either rekey the locks or change the locks, because you want to take possession of the property. So the tenant may not be there, they may not surrender the property. The deputy will walk through the property first to make sure that it's safe for anyone to enter, and then you and your contractor will walk in and start to determine damages. And that is it in a nutshell.